Hi guys, and welcome to my WWE 2K22 review. Yes, I am back with a video game related review for the latest 2K game that we've all been waiting a long time for, over 2 years for. Yes, WWE 2K22. So yes, the time has come. I thought I'd do a little video game review on it because I've been playing it for about over a week now, just over a week. I want to give you my thoughts on it. Is it an improvement on the disastrous 2K20? Yeah, just give my positives, my negatives, and my overall thoughts of the game so far. So yeah, so 2K22 is a game we've been waiting for 2 years for at this point, over 2 years, because 2K20 came out in late 2019, and of course because of the absolute disaster that game was at launch, with all the bugs and the glitches and the complete getting trashed by the critics and fans. It was because of that we never got 2K21. 2K decided to hold production and give 2K22 an extra year in development. And has it paid off? Yes. For the most part, I think for the most part, I am very, very pleasantly happy. I'm pleasantly surprised with WWE 2K22. I think for the most part, it's a big step in the right direction after how bad most of 2K20 was. Even though I do personally think 2K20 wasn't as bad as people made out to be. But I'll talk about that later. But yeah, 2K22, it's a big step in the right direction in my opinion. And a lot of other fans, it's received much better reviews and a much better reception than 2K20 did. And yeah, I've been really enjoying my last week and 2 days playing the game. Yeah. So I'll start off with the positives. So the control system has been tweaked a little bit for 2K22. It's a little bit different than previous 2Ks. So we've got like new controls. Yes, you've got to hold down B now to do certain different grapples, B and A, like do different grips. That's a bit different. So that takes a while to get used to. There is a big tutorial when you load up the game with Drew Gulak. He teaches you the new control system, and it's fun. Adds a new little spin on matches, and makes them much more competitive and much more fun, and quite fast paced in my opinion. So I like the new grapple system with the new move sets for every single wrestler. You can hit combos in this game, which is new to 2K, kind of like Mortal Kombat. Yes, you've got XXA, or there's heavy throw and grab combos, I think, or light combos, I think, yeah, or XB or A, and it's kind of like Mortal Kombat. It's like XB, and your wrestler will hit a certain different move at the end. They're cool. You can block now. Your wrestler does this. If you press Y, your wrestler will do that and block punches. That's cool. You can dodge certain move sets. The counter meter has been removed from 2K20 and obviously the other 2Ks, which all had counter meters, which I think is a good thing, and maybe not such a good thing too. It's a positive and a negative, but it's a positive first, because the problem with previous 2Ks, especially if you did singles matches, is that a lot of your matches could revolve around who uses up all their counters first. Then you could just completely dominate the match, because if they use up all their counters, you can just keep hitting move after move after move, and they can't counter. Whereas this time around, if you have a singles match with another person who's really good at 2K, from my instance, Callum, I've been playing 2K with Callum for years. We can now have much more competitive matches where we're both counter. We're both countering each other, and the matches have a much faster, much more competitive pace. And I think it's more exciting personally, because I played a lot of singles matches with Callum for 2K19, 2K20, and the other 2Ks, and they weren't that fun singles matches, because it was just basically the winner was always 9 times out of 10 who uses up their counter bar quicker, and then once that's done, whoever's on top 9 times out of 10 or 8 times out of 10 wins the match. So, but that's changed now. So it's kind of changed the dynamic of you playing with your friend now. Triple threats are still the same, more or less, but they're still a lot of fun, and I like it. I think the matches are, like I said, much faster and a much more competitive pace, and I really enjoy it. So credit to Visual Concepts and credit to 2K Games, because I think they've improved in the matches, in my opinion. I think they are more fun. Yeah, so no glitches, no bugs, because we all know that absolutely plagued and destroyed the launch of 2K20, which I said, had the absolute disastrous launch. We all know it by now, probably one of the worst launches in video game history 2K20 had, with just the bugs and the glitches and the crashes. It was an absolute disaster, and the game got panned because of it. And it's the reason we never got 2K20. It's the reason we've had to wait 2 years for 2K22, because how bad the launch was for 2K20. I'm happy to report for the most part there are like no bugs and no glitches. I think I've had one online fault, but the game, that was it. I haven't crashed. There's been no bugs, nothing. So obviously I know 2K had to work on that because I think their reputation was at stake if 2K22 had a bad launch as well. I like how the game does have better graphics, all slightly better graphics, but although I am playing this still on Xbox One, the old console, which is the old consoles now, I know that the game looks incredible on PS5 and the Series X. I've seen gameplay clips and trailers, and it looks really good on the Series X and PS5. I'm still playing it on Xbox One, but it still looks good. I think it doesn't look quite as cartoony as 2K20 did. Some of the new face models look really good, like Edge, Roman Reigns, Walter's in the game. Walter looks good. Quite a lot. I think a lot of wrestlers have received updated face model scans. So I've watched a lot of entrances, and most of them look really good. Roman, Brock, AJ Styles, Seth. They all like the top guys have really updated face models, and they look really, really good. Well, you can see there's Roman on the back here. But yeah, I think it's still like a bit, it's 2K graphics at the end of the day. They still don't look like completely revolutionary, but maybe it's just because I'm still playing it on this Xbox One. Maybe for the next 2K game or the next WWE game, it will look better. Well, it'll look a lot better when I think I will be getting a Series X pretty soon. So yeah, but the game still does look good, and it's definitely a step up graphics wise, I think, in the graphics department. Yeah. The showcase is back, which has been in previous 2Ks, but yes, who the cover star of 2K22 is Rey Mysterio. Yes, and it's his showcase. It's going through all of his like best or career highlight matches, and it's great. Like Ray narrates the matches as they're going on or before the matches, like his different feuds with like JBL, Eddie Guerrero, Shawn Michaels, Batista, Kane, Undertaker, and there's others in there, and it's really fun. If you're a big fan of Rey Mysterio, like Callum is a huge fan of Rey Mysterio, he's really enjoyed the showcase. I have too. I'm not a massive Rey fan, but I can admire what this man's done. 20 plus year career in WWE, longer than that, much longer than that. Nearly 30 years he's wrestled for now, so he's an absolute legend, Rey Mysterio. And I'm really enjoying the showcase. I'm up to the Undertaker match at the Royal Rumble in 2010, I think it was. I'm up to that match, but it's enjoyable. I'm really enjoying the Rey showcase. The only problem I have with Rey showcases is that they're missing quite a few of his other matches. I don't know a lot of other Rey's matches, but from what I've heard, like his feud with Kurt Angle's not in there. John Cena, when he became US champion, when he beat Samoa Joe, that's not in there. There's a few other. There's missing a few matches in my opinion. Apparently Rey never got asked. Apparently it was just 2K's choice of matches, and yet there's a match with Samoa Joe in there on Raw and Grand Metalik in Rey's showcase. I think it's missing a few of his matches. You guys can comment below which ones are missing, but I think a few of his like big matches, especially I know with Kurt Angle, a few matches are missing. So, but yeah, it's still really fun. I do enjoy Rey's showcase, and it's one of the better showcases. I like all the showcases. I thought even 2K20 had a good showcase with the 4 horsewomen. 2K19 was Daniel Bryan. I really enjoyed 2K16 showcase with Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's probably still my favourite. Yeah. The career mode, My Rise, from what I've played so far, is really fun. I usually don't touch the career mode in 2K games with a barge pull because they're usually really bad. Like I heard really bad things about 2K20s. I never played it once, and I think I played very briefly 2K19, and I wasn't that impressed. But from what I've seen so far, what I've played so far of My Rise or My Career in 2K22, it's a lot better. It's still far from like a very good campaign, but it's much better than what we've had previously, which isn't saying much, but I'm enjoying it so far. You start off in the performance center, you form how your wrestler is, their background. You've got like a little social media app where you can contact people and form different feuds with other wrestlers. That's really cool. There's like little conversation bars. That's cool, like a little mini RPG, and you can decide if you want to be a heel or a face. You can start feuds like through the conversations with other wrestlers. And I've only briefly played a few hours. I'm still in the performance center doing matches, but it's really fun. And apparently your different decisions as you're progressing, as you go up to the main roster or NXT, and you can form different decisions about what kind of wrestler you want to be. It's like there's different pathways from what I've heard. And Callum's played a lot more of it than me, and he said it's really good. Well, for the most part, it's like you can win different championships and form different feuds. So I'm going to keep playing the My Rise, but from what I've seen so far, it's really enjoyable. So well done, 2K. The career mode for once is actually pretty good. So I'm going to keep playing it, of course, and see how good that is. The entrances look really good. Yeah, I really enjoy the entrances. They've always looked, and even in 2K20, the entrances looked good. But still, I've played quite a few matches, and some of the entrances look fantastic, especially like a big WrestleMania set, because most of the sets are in there. You can even have a virtual crowd from the lockdown era in your arenas. That's really cool. With the Thunderdome arena, that's really cool. Yeah, a lot of the entrances look really good. Romans especially. Drews, most of them look really good. I think there's some great entrances in the game, and you can tell 2K put a lot of work into the entrances, so yeah. And the roster is still very much, still a very big roster. A lot of people were thinking this is going to be a small roster because of all the releases, but oh no. It's a big roster to play with, just like the previous 2Ks, but I think over 30 wrestlers in 2K20 have now been released. So it's all at launch. It's an outdated roster because a lot of wrestlers who got released last year, and I think even in 2020, I think, are still in the game. Let 1 second. So yeah, let me just. It was over 34 wrestlers got released. Yeah, and some of them Braun Strowman. I mean, over 34 wrestlers who got released are still in the game. Why? It just feels strange when some of them are now in AEW or have gone on to other things, and I've been out of WWE for quite some time now, and yet they're still playable characters at launch in the game. Like, why couldn't 2K just take them out? I don't know. Maybe it was in a contract, but yeah, over 34. So Billy Kay and Peyton Royce are still in the game. Who got released in 2021 in April. They're currently Impact's Knockout Tag Team Champions. Who else? Just a few, to name a few. Braun Strowman, who's been gone for a while now. Ember Moon, Fandango, Grand Metalik, John Morrison, Johnny Gargano, Karrion Kross, Lana, Mia Yim, Samoa Joe, Scarlett, Slapjack, Tony Storm, Tucker, Tyler Breeze, William Regal. The list goes on, and it's like what. It just feels weird. Look, don't get me wrong, it's still a big roster to play as, and I can still play as Keith Lee and Samoa Joe, yay, because they're two of my faves. But why are they still in the game? It's just an outdated roster at launch. It feels a bit strange. You can still play as Braun Strowman when he's been gone for nearly a year now. But I don't know, and it's still fun. Don't get me wrong, but obviously for the next game, those wrestlers are going to be gone, aren't they? Probably with a few more. So yeah. But those are my positives for 2K22. Great. For the most part, it's a step in the right direction, but there are negatives. Sadly, it's still far from like one of the best wrestling games we've ever had. But it's, like I said, way better than 2K20, but it's still got problems in my opinion. My GM, it's not great, is it? They tried. Credit 2K and Visual Concepts. They tried to give us something new and bring back My GM, of course, which was a fan favorite mode in the SmackDown versus Raw games. They tried to bring it back here. I've tried it. I played it for like an hour, and it got boring really quickly. So you form this really small roster on NXT UK, SmackDown, or Raw, or NXT, I think. And then you just book shows, you book feuds, who wins the titles and all that, and you can play them at, and you've got to upgrade, improve the ratings week after week. But there's no substance, there's no depth. It gets really boring really quickly. It just feels very shallow. You have such a small roster. There's no mid-card titles. There's no tag team titles, nothing like that. It's just the women's world title and the men's world title, and it gets boring really, really quickly. So they tried, and it's something new. And some people like it. I think Callum's really enjoyed it. But it's for me. I tried it and I got bored really quickly, so it's just not for me, sadly. Maybe for the next 2K game, if there's going to be another 2K game, maybe they can improve it and add some more stuff and add some more substance to it, yeah. This is what it says here. From what I've been told about the game thus far, the My GM mode is fun, debatable, but they've left a lot of room for it to grow in future iterations. Yeah, so there you go. So yeah, I've already spoken about the outdated roster. Over 30 released wrestlers who are still in the game. some another, you know, they even though this is like they said this is a new engine, they've improved the graphics, new gameplay, new controls. They still are using some of recycled animations from previous 2Ks. I'm like, come on, 2K, you had an extra year to make 2K22, and like when I won a title as Samoa Joe, the title animation is the exact same as 2K20, and in previous 2Ks, I can't show you, but if you've played 2K a lot, you'll know it's the exact same title celebration they've had since, like, I think 2K17 or 2K18, that far back. They haven't updated it or changed it. It's so lazy. The beginning of the title thing, when he has the title's like way off his chest, and it's like that. That hasn't changed, that hasn't improved. That was a problem in like 2K17, 2K18. That's still here, like 5-6 years later. Come on, 2K, come on. So yeah, that's a bit disappointing. Another little nitpick: there's no entrances online, because I'm mainly going to be playing Callum online, because of course he lives somewhere else in the country now, so we mainly play online together. But there's no entrances, so you can't watch all the amazing entrances of the wrestlers. You're just in the ring straight away. Why couldn't they toggle that? Just put entrances on for online when you play online with a friend on an online lobby. You couldn't do that in the previous 2Ks, and I was hoping they'd maybe introduce that in 2K22. But no, if you play online with a friend, like I've been playing online with Callum most of the time, ding ding ding, you're just straight in the ring. You can't watch any of the amazing entrances. So that's just annoying in my opinion. My faction, I haven't really tried it, but I haven't heard good things. Apparently, it's like you form your own little faction of wrestlers with these little supercards. It's like, are they trying to introduce microtransactions or something into it? Apparently it's in other 2K games and other 2K sports games, and they're trying to bring it into WWE now. It's like, not for me. I might have a little look at it, but from what I've heard, it's not that good. My factions, I might go near it. Like I said, the missing matches on Ray's showcase feels a bit weird. Like, I feel like they're missing some key matches from Ray's career in the showcase, and yeah, and bizarre picks with a random Raw match against Samoa Joe. I mean, I'm not complaining because Joe's one of my favourite wrestlers, but Samoa Joe, okay. And a match with Grand Metalik, okay. And another thing I will say, as much as I love, not love, but I like the new control system. It feels different with the combos, the blocks, the dodges, the removal of the counter meter, and the matches feel faster and more competitive. The matches can drag on a lot more now because of the matches can be too fast paced, like, and wrestlers don't sell as much. Like, if you're doing a triple threat, you hit like a few big moves, you hit a finisher or a signature, like 30 seconds later they're back up. And the matches they get so crazy and fast paced, especially triple threat matches. You're like watching it like this, and I kind of do miss the slower pace of matches from 2K20 and the other 2K games. The matches had a slower pace, a slower feel, but you could still enjoy it. But this time round, the matches are just so fast paced and frenetic. You don't have time to think. You're like trying to hit your finisher and trying to get the advantage. But it's not a massive deal, and I'm sure the more I play 2K20 for the rest of this year, the more I'll get used to it, the more I'll like it. But personally, I think I did slightly prefer the slower, simpler style of 2K20 and the 2K19 and 18, but whatever. Yeah, I'll say this right now, 2K20 was not that bad. Once you got the disastrous launch out of the way, once the game got patched, I still had a lot of fun playing online with Callum. I think 2K20 is judged very harshly. Yeah, it had the absolutely abysmal launch, which was unforgivable. But once that got patched out, the game was pretty fun. I enjoyed the showcase with the four horsewomen, and I enjoyed playing loads of matches with Callum. But yeah, on the whole, 2K20 I think is a better game and is a step in the right direction, a big step in the right direction. It's still far from perfect, but we will see. What happens for the future of 2K. But for the most part, I've really enjoyed it. Like, Ray's showcase is really fun. Like I said, I really enjoy how much quicker and faster and more competitive the matches are with the new controls. Slightly better graphics, the new face models, the really cool entrances. My Rise, the careers are really good, and a big roster to play with. Even if about 20% of them have been released, but whatever. But yeah, guys, for the most part, 2K22 is a big step in the right direction for 2K games. After the disastrous launch 2K20 had, the question is, will the next WWE game be with 2K, because I've heard rumours this might be their last game, because WWE might, I've allegedly contacted EA Games to do their next WWE game for 2023 or 2024. So, which I'm a bit nervous about, because, you know, EA with FIFA, you know, they do FIFA, Madden, and I play FIFA, but, you know, do I want EA to be doing WWE games? But, I mean, so yeah, we will see what the future holds for 2K games or 2K22, because obviously the season pass, I know there's about 30, 40 wrestlers who are going to be put into the game as the year goes on. I think Omos, Logan Paul. we will see. We will see. But yeah, I think lots of new wrestlers are going to be added somewhere. But yeah, I really have been enjoying 2K22, and yeah, it's a step in the right direction. Better than 2K20. So yeah, I will give 2K22 at the minute probably a 7.5 out of 10. Very solid score. It doesn't quite get to an 8 because of all the nitpicks I had, an 8 or a 9. But hopefully, one day they'll get there, either with 2K or, God forbid, EA Games if they're going to do the next game. But we will see. So thank you all for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all this weekend for my WrestleMania 38 prediction video.